Red Dead Online is no stranger to bugs, and it is no secret that Rockstar has been trying to fix them as of late. And now all of Red Dead Online, all of Grand Theft Auto, Social Club Online and Offline is going to be offline for 2 hours this week. So we're going to talk about it so you guys can plan your weeks around it. We're also going to talk about what it means for Rockstar and Red Dead Online. That's all coming up in today's Red Dead Online video. So as I said, there has been a ton of bugs in Red Dead Online recently, and that is no secret. Everybody knows that it's hard to place a camp in Red Dead Online. Everybody knows that you can't always complete a trade or sell mission, and everybody knows. Even if you get a camp to place, Crips will pack that boy up in a hot second. So what is really going to get fixed here? Is there going to be more animal spawns? Is there going to be, better camp cycling? Is there going to be anything noticeable, or is this just 2 hours of downtime so that we don't really get anything? Well, what's interesting is there has been some reports of increased animal spawns from last week's server downtime on PlayStation. So a few days ago, PlayStation had 2 server downtimes that were 2 hours apiece, so a grand total of 4 hours of downtime in a span of, I think, 48 or 72 hours, something like that. 4 of those hours were offline, which means Rockstar was trying to fix it, which is really good. Rockstar trying to fix things is exactly what we've all been asking for. They haven't been super clear about what exactly they're doing. They're just saying maintenance, but I think maybe that's more of an in-house thing than it is like, you don't want to overcomplicate it. We're doing maintenance. So regardless, you will not be able to play story mode. You will not be able to play online for both Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. So no Red Dead story mode, no Red Dead Online, none of it on February 12th between 6 and 8 UTC. I would Google what UTC is for your time zone, is when this maintenance is taking place. Now, what does this actually mean, like we were talking about earlier? Is this going to help? Well, after the 2 downtimes on PlayStation, there was increased animal spawns, not across the board, but there was a lot of reports of increased animal spawns. So Rockstar taking this step forward and going ahead and making sure that all these platforms across the board are upgraded in whatever form that the PlayStation servers were is going to be great. Now, is this going to fix everything night and day? Is all of Red Dead Online going to be fixed the next time you log on? Absolutely not. If you want to take a look at the reason we have these animal issues, you can check that video out in the card here. It's called What Really Happened to All Red Dead Online's Animals, and it tells you a little bit about why that happens. But regardless, this is a mini plug to say that the memberships on the channel are live now. There is a $1.99 tier that's called Toss a Coin to Your Pine. So if you guys want to help support the channel, all the money you donate goes right back into the channel. Don't even buy food with it or anything. But regardless, back to the video. It's crazy to me that it took this long and then there's so many back to back, and it's only because there's been significant server outages that Rockstar's even paying attention. Like if you, I forget exactly how long ago, it probably wasn't even 24 hours ago now. Oh my god, it is literally 24 hours ago by about 2 minutes. Service is limited on PC right now, and that would be Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Online on PC. Both have limited service, and that's yesterday morning, like literally 24 hours ago from when this is being recorded. So it seems like every time there's a big server outage, Rockstar kind of gets their ish together and starts to fix their servers, but it seems like maybe it's a little too frequent now, and they're just going to take everything down and fix it at once. Now, you got to keep in mind, Rockstar has more players concurrently than any other game on the planet. Rockstar has sold like 140 or 120 million copies of Grand Theft Auto 5, also 29 million copies of Red Dead Online. Granted, they sold the original, so they sold Grand Theft Auto 5, not Grand Theft Auto Online, and they sold Red Dead Redemption 2, not Red Dead Online. But point being, there are 29 million people with access to Red Dead Online, and there are 120 million people with access to Grand Theft Auto Online, and the only way any game achieves critical mass like that is by making their game free. So it's indicative of being this large of a company that you've got this many server issues. However, we are getting to a point now where people can't play the game reliably, and if you can't play the game reliably, you tend not to play the game at all. So Rockstar really has to start fixing these servers, and I think they know that because, I mean, obviously they're going through and taking everything offline for 2 hours, which is a lot. Now, it says the maintenance is not expected to take the entire scheduled window, and services will return as soon as maintenance is completed, which is good. This is good because it means that they are going in to do a thing. They're probably going in to do a 45-minute thing, and they've got an hour and 15 minutes of headroom. That's what I would do at least. So I would hope that's a similar approach that Rockstar's taking, because if you start cutting things too close, then it becomes a problem. And you wouldn't say it's not expected to take the entire schedule window if it wasn't expected to take, or if it wasn't a shorter process than you have allotted yourself time for. But at the end of the day, I mean, you look at this right now, like, people are fine. People are playing right now. People are doing their thing. And if you go here, you can see about 24 hours ago, like I was talking about, there was a ton of issues, and now we are hovering at barely any issues. So, I mean, they're clearly working on something and live fixing problems, but they definitely have to go in and make sure that this is not a thing anymore. Because if you notice, this happened right before they announced that they were going to take PlayStation offline, and then they took PlayStation offline, and PlayStation hasn't had significant issues like this since. However, of course, things like the camp spawning are still not where they should be. Things like disconnects are still rampant as ever. Things of that nature have been just as bad as they were, but there is an increase in animals on PlayStation, and I do want that noted because that seems to be what the initial server upgrade, so to speak, was about making sure that we could support all of these different animals that have super dynamic animations at the same time in every lobby all the time, and then have them respawn as they die, things of that nature. It's very difficult to do from a server, hardware perspective. Like, that's a lot of things to host at once. Even if you're having a lot of people host it natively, you still have to host it for those people to, pull that and then, run it themselves on their game. It's the difference between, like, there's not more animals on your computer than there is on somebody else's, but you can have more fog on your computer than somebody else. The different subsets of processing. But regardless, it's definitely a good thing that we have an entire Rockstar Games scheduled maintenance, because things like Social Club, things like Grand Theft Auto Online across all platforms, these things always have to be running, right? And so that's why you don't see significant sweeping changes across the board. Rockstar taking these things down and saying, hey, it's all going to be off. It's all going to be off. We're going to unplug everything. We're going to replug everything back in. And that's really, really good for us. And I think to understate that would be foolish of me. But also, everyone thought the first server maintenance for PlayStation was going to fix PlayStation, and it didn't. So I don't want to, like I said in that video, I don't want to be like, this is going to be the best thing ever, it's going to fix all your problems, and have it not. However, I do want to say, like, this is a pretty safe bet. Like, this is at least the groundwork getting laid for a real upgrade. And what's interesting is they're taking off PS4 as well. Super well informed with the way Red Dead Online specifically is hosted, but unless they're turning off like some back-end Red Dead Online house features, I don't see a reason why PlayStation should go down if PlayStation is where they want it to be. So my thought is maybe they did a small test fix on the PlayStation 4 platform to see if it worked, and then now they're going to maybe turn what was at 20% up to 80% and then apply that to the other 3 or 4 platforms that they have. That is my general guess on the situation. Obviously, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even super well informed on the way that Rockstar runs Red Dead Online servers. I just have a general base level knowledge, and I want to make that super clear. If you are very knowledgeable about games development, please in the comments destroy me. Like, please let me know. I love to be wrong because I like to learn new things. So let me know in the comment section down below if you know anything that contradicts what I've said here. I would love to hear it, and I'm sure everybody watching would love to hear it as well. So that is gonna be that for the most part. I want to say again, I know I mentioned it briefly earlier, but channel memberships are live now, and what that essentially means is that you guys can donate to me, and that would be really dope. Like, it's interesting because I was going to try to make this like a big, and there still is going to be a more formal announcement when I have the rest of these perks online, but I was going to make this like a big thing and try to make it so, like, there was a bunch of cool rewards and all that, and I still want to do that to some degree. But I ran a poll recently on the channel, and you guys told me overwhelmingly that you just wanted to donate, which is kind of absurd to me, but I appreciate it a lot. There is 3 tiers. I recommend you only use one of them. The tier I recommend is $1.99, so it's less than $2 a month for each of you individually, and it would really help me out to, you know, keep making the things I do. And granted, like I said earlier, all the money goes right back into the channel, so I don't even buy coffee with it, I promise. But point being is there's a $1.99 tier for that. It's called Toss a Coin to Your Pine, and then there is a Pineapple Patch tier, which is $4.99, which at the moment just has one perk on it, which is I'll follow you back on Twitter. There is going to be more things coming to that particular perk, and that is the one to watch out for. But if you just want to donate, which it seems like a lot of you guys do, which is super, super gracious of you, and I appreciate it a lot, you'll get a little pineapple badge next to your name, and it's called Toss a Coin to Your Pine, because I'm really into The Witcher right now. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys did like this video. If I see any of you on the members only tab, that would be dope. And like I said, there is more content coming out as well, but I want to say thank you guys for, I mean, even watching these videos. Like, this is a free community. If you want to help support, that is more than welcome, because especially because it's January. But like, if you guys don't know what that means, I'm sorry. Or if you don't know what that means, I'm not sorry. That's good. But regardless, I wanted to say, like, you know, thank you guys for watching these videos and the support. This is supposed to be the first or second of the daily videos. We're gonna do like a month plus of daily videos. So yeah, I'm really excited. Just get a little bit of forced recognition from the algorithm. Just be like, hey, what's going on? Pineapple here. How you doing? All right. I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys did like this video, and I'll see you very, very soon with a brand new Red Dead Online video. Peace.